Well, work continues to happen on the border wall. He's making progress slowly but surely. Work on the border wall starts in Arizona, New Mexico. Work crews in Arizona and New Mexico forged ahead Friday with construction of taller border fencing funded through a national emergency declaration of President Donald Trump. Nice. The work on his hallmark campaign promise involves mostly replacement fencing along a 46-mile stretch of desert in New Mexico and on 2 miles of desert in Arizona. At the New Mexico site, about 20 workers replaced rebar frames for concrete footers along the path of the wall. A 50-foot crane towered over the site, standing out on the treeless bushland and cracked washes that stretch for miles in every direction. I don't know, maybe that was a big place where people used to cross over. In Arizona, crews are installing 30-foot steel fencing to replace older barriers next to a border crossing known as Loopville Port of Entry. Both projects are being funded with money initially allocated to the Defense Department that was redirected by Trump's executive order. Use of the money was previously frozen by lower courts while a lawsuit proceeded. Last month, however, the U.S. Supreme Court cleared the way for use of about $2.5 billion, and that'll get some wall built for sure. A border wall was a keystone of the president's 2016 election campaign, but Congress has resisted funding all of it. This year it allocated $1.4 billion, but the president wanted much more. The administration has awarded $2.8 billion in contracts for barriers covering 247 miles, with all but 17 miles of that to replace existing barriers instead of expanding coverage. Various forms of barriers already exist along the 654 miles, about a third of the border. The construction comes as immigrant apprehensions have fallen sharply over the past 2 months due to the summer heat and a clampdown in Mexico. Thank you, Mexico. Tens of thousands of people have come to the U.S. over the past year. Most are Central American families with children who turn themselves in to agents instead of trying to dodge them. Well, that's a good idea. Environmentalists have sued over some of the construction contracts for the fencing, saying the government unlawfully waived dozens of laws so it could build on protected lands. Well, that's where it should be built, shouldn't it? Conversationalists say a wall and its construction would be detrimental to wildlife habitat and would block the immigration of animals such as bighorn sheep and wolves. 2 cases are pending in U.S. courts. Geez, they worry more about the animals than the human beings in America. It's astounding and sad to see Trump's border wall being built through the most spectacular desert on the planet, someone said. The vast park is known for its oddly shaped cactuses that resemble organ pipes and for its many other cactuses. Signs all over the park warn visitors that they might encounter smuggling activity. Until 5 years ago, large swaths of the park were closed to the public due to dangerous conditions, and following the 2002 shooting death of Chris Egel, a park ranger who died while pursuing suspected drug cartel members. I remember that. I remember reading about that. Groundbreaking occurred Thursday along the portion of the existing fence that stretches west from Lukeville Port of Entry. Border Patrol spokesman Jesus Basilabel. I hope I'm not pronouncing that wrong. It's a long name. Let's just say his first name is Jesus. Many Arizona residents use the crossing on their way to Rocky Point, a beach destination in Mexico. Construction is expected to take about 45 days. The government then plans to tackle 2 other projects in Arizona, including nearly 40 miles of fencing in other parts of the national monument and areas of national wildlife refuges. So they're going to continue on with this, even though people don't want them to. And this is, I guess, some big park down there that they think he's invading on. But the wall is more important. And I'm sorry about the animals, but you know what? Let's worry about the people first. Never mind the animals. Okay? The animals will survive and will adapt. Just like